Hey guys, I wanted to continue my organizing your time series. That took me a minute to think of. I did in one video, I think it was a couple months ago now, organizing your time, organizing like a student, I believe it was, something like that. Or no, oh, it was organizing your time, taking a break. That was it. And it was about scheduling and breaks for yourself. So, like I said in that video, organizing isn't just about physical things, like actual placement of things. It's about a multitude of things, but it's also about time. Especially for those of you out there like me who are just like busybodies. Can't sit still, always are running around doing things. Always. So, I find that I get kind of caught up in my to-do lists and stuff sometimes, and it's just very helpful for me to kind of schedule in like breaks and break time. In this particular video, I wanted to talk about making time to read and to journal, which for me personally are two very important parts of my day. And I've just been so crazy busy lately that I really rely on these like scheduled set times to be able to enjoy these things. So I, like I said, I'm running around like a crazy person all day long. And I find that if I make time around meal times, then it doesn't feel like I'm sacrificing a lot of time, even if I give myself like, say, a whole hour or something. So what I typically do is I give myself anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes for breakfast and about an hour, 60 minutes for lunch to eat and also to spend time reading and writing. So I'm just going to kind of go through what I do and tell you how that works for me. And then you guys feel free to comment below and tell me what you do to schedule in time to read or write or do whatever it is that you love to do and don't have time for. So in the morning, I make my breakfast and I sit down and I eat it. I don't like to read or write when I'm eating. I like to eat and then read or write because I find that I eat way too fast when I'm like doing something else at the same time. But sometimes when I'm eating, I'll just like kind of check the internet and my email. I have my little MacBook Air that I bring down to the kitchen with me most days, but mainly I don't look at it like after I'm done eating. That time's just for reading and writing. So after I'm done eating breakfast, I have my cup of coffee, and I don't like to drink and eat at the same time. That's kind of weird, but I like to drink after I eat. So I don't like to do both things at the same time. So I always have a full cup of coffee after I'm done eating breakfast. And I don't mind drinking and reading and writing at the same time. That's fine. So the first thing I usually do is I'll sit for, maybe 20 or 30 minutes and I'll read. Whether that be a book I'm working on or magazines. Now I love both. I love to read. I'm not big on newspapers. And I don't read a lot online because I just don't like reading on a computer because it hurts my eyes. But I do read a lot of magazines and books. And lately my magazines have been kind of stacking up because I have about 1,008 subscriptions. So I've been trying to focus on getting through more of my magazines. So it's down to like a more manageable amount before I return to reading books. But I kind of go, I kind of alternate off and on. So lately I've been reading magazines. I'm still on... I believe this is from March. Yes, I'm still on my March magazines. I'm getting there. I'd like to catch up so I'm only like a month behind and then I'll switch to books. So I'll spend 20 or 30 minutes or whatever if I'm really into an article or something even longer reading. This is what I'm reading currently. Like I said, it's from March. And I keep, see this stool right here that I'm pointing at? That's where I sit and eat breakfast. It's, a counter with stools. My kitchen's on the other side of that peninsula. So I sit there and eat breakfast, and on the floor, like right down here next to it, I keep this basket, which isn't on the floor right now, but it's here. It's really heavy. It's a really big straw basket filled to the brim with magazines. Do you see how full this is? So these are all magazines from March until current. And I have them in chronological order, so I read the oldest ones first, and then, what I mean. And this way I can just, when I finish one magazine, I pull the next one out and they're all in order. And literally, you guys, here, I'll count. I'll tell you the subscriptions I have for magazines. Martha Stewart Living, Real Simple, Fitness Magazine, Women's Health, Caesar's Way, that's a dog magazine, Whole Living, Body and Soul in Balance, Runner's Magazine, or it's Runner's World, Self, and Shape, and Bark. That's how many magazines is that? Let's count. I don't know. It's a lot. That's how many magazines I subscribe to, but I love them all, and I can't imagine not having them. And I do bring magazines with me on the planes, though, because I like that I can leave them there, and it makes my load lighter. So yes. So I have that basket next to me, but I always keep the one I'm reading currently in front, so it's convenient. So I'll read first, and then I will write in my food journal, which to me counts as journaling. Now, I'm doing a health and fitness series on my other channel very soon. It's going to be later this summer, where I'll probably talk about this in more detail. My Housewife Life, I'll link it here. I'll link it below if you want to see that channel, but I'll talk about this, dog hair, in more in depth during that series. But basically, I write down everything I eat, and on one side, and like when I exercise and stuff, and like all my stats, like my heart rate and stuff, on one side of the page, and then on the other side of the page, I kind of journal for the day on how I felt, because I do suffer from some digestive issues and things like that, so it just helps me keep on top of my nutrition and kind of notice patterns with my digestive issues and stuff and help address those. So after I read, I write in my food journal for the previous day. I only do it once a day, so I have to remember what I ate the previous day, which is kind of an interesting task if you've ever done that. And then I read out of my Simple Abundance, A Day Book of Comfort and Joy, which is basically like a daily entry that just, I don't know how to describe it. I really enjoyed this book. It's not necessarily religious, but I know there are religious daily prayer sorts of books that are kind of similar in concept. This is more about, it's geared towards women, and it's more about finding your authentic self is basically the main principle. So I'll read the daily, and it's daily, so I'll read the daily passage from that. And then that's usually it. I'll start on my tasks of the day, whatever's going to happen. And then I break at lunch, and I make sure at lunch I give myself a full hour. Because it's a bigger meal, obviously, so it takes longer to eat, and I don't want to rush through eating. And again, after I eat, I'll read a little, whatever I'm reading currently, book or magazine. And then I will make time to journal, because as much as I'd like to journal like last thing before bed, I already have like so many parts of my nighttime ritual with all, my dental care, hygiene, and also my skincare routine. I mean, it's time consuming. And then when I sit down in bed, before I go to bed, I do keep a gratitude journal. I didn't bring that down. I'll talk about that too. So I like to journal at lunch, because most days if I'm home, I'm not out to lunch, I can make time for this. And I'm really trying to journal more on a daily basis, even if it's just like 3 sentences. It just helps me keep in touch with myself, and kind of a good barometer for how I'm doing, and then it helps me work things out, because I tend to hold on to emotions and not share them. So this helps me express myself without feeling like I'm, being a bother to anybody else. So I give myself that much time at lunch, a whole hour, just as if I were at a job. I mean, most jobs, I guess some you only get a half an hour, but lots of jobs you get a whole hour. You eat, maybe you prepare lunch and eat, maybe that takes 15 minutes. You read for like 30 minutes or so, and then you write for 15 minutes or so. That's basically what I do, and I find that's a good way to break up the day too. It kind of gets me back focused inward instead of all my energy going out crazy at full breakneck speed. And it just kind of helps me ground more in the middle of the day, where I tend to be more less grounded. And then, like I said, at night, I'm so busy now, and I like to leave a little time to spend with my husband. I mean, I haven't had a lot of time lately because we've been traveling so much, and I've been packing and doing laundry and all this stuff. But, you know, we'll either, I mean, it's so nice out now, we'll either be outside or on the fire, or we'll watch a program, or lately we've been into like listening to audiobooks, like books on tape instead of watching TV. I actually haven't watched TV in like 3 or 4 weeks now. It's a little bit ridiculous. But, you know, in the winter we watch more television because we can build our fire right here and have the TV on or whatever. But we don't really watch that much TV. Maybe at most like an hour a day at our like peak times, at least for me. And lately, like I said, I haven't been watching it at all. I don't feel a need to factor TV time into my day. I know that's important to some people, and that's great. I mean, you gotta figure out what's important to you, and you can organize your day, and you can make it work. You can really make it work. I was extremely busy college student. I was in a lot. I always took my full load of classes. I was very, very into my keeping up with my homework and my papers and everything, and I was a very diligent student, but I always made time for myself. I always scheduled time in for myself, which I think is so important. So even if you have a full day at work or school or whatever, if you can schedule in just 15 or 30 minutes to do what it is that kind of rejuvenates you and grounds you and brings you back to yourself, I think that's extremely important, at least for me. And then, like I said, I guess there is a little bit of time at night where I do write right before bed. So after I get ready for bed with my, you know, like I said, my dental hygiene and my skincare regimen, I get in bed and I write in my gratitude journal, which I don't have right here with me. But basically, it's it's kind of like a hardback journal like this, but there's a page for every day, and it's dated, and it's for 2011. I'd started this in 2010, so this is my second year doing this. And I write, it maybe takes me 5 minutes. I fill up the page, or however much I want, of like little phrases of things that I am grateful for that day. So, for instance, you could say, I am grateful for the beautiful weather today and that I was able to take a lovely long walk with my dog. Or I am grateful for our safe journey home from San Diego and that we were able to participate in my cousin's wedding and see the family. Or just something like, even like, I am grateful for tea. I am grateful for chocolate. You know, I mean, anything. You could be anything. And I really enjoy that practice. I've made it a daily habit. It's very rare that I skip a day. Maybe in a year I'll skip like 3 or 4 days tops, only if I just am so tired or it's late or whatever. But I really, really enjoy that. And it's just 5 minutes, like excuse me, like I said, that I set aside. Yes, talking so much. Nice talking so much. To just reflect on what I'm grateful for that day. And again, as with the journaling, I mean, this can be a little more negative, I guess. So it's where I kind of describe all my emotions, happy, sad, mad, whatever. Whereas the gratitude journal is just focusing on things that I'm grateful for. So it's very positive, and I find that it's a really, really, really beneficial way for me to end my day, considering my issues with anxiety and guilt complex and all that. It helps me focus on what's really important of the day, things that really mattered, that are positive. And like I said, it's only 5 minutes. So all in all, in a day's span, I make time to read and write. I allow myself at least an hour and a half out of the whole day to read and write. Read or write, I suppose. And I think, and for me personally, that's really important. And like I said, for you, it might be something else. It might be, I don't know. It could be any number of things. Sorry, I ran out of room there on my camera. I had to delete some footage. But I was summing up anyway. Basically, making time for yourself is probably the most important organizational tool, at least for me. Because without that, I would just be a wreck. you know, everybody's different, what they need and such. So I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry, you guys, I've been kind of not around lately with this channel because I'm literally not home. So I'm home for 3 days, not a lot of time between trips here. So I hope to have videos up, you know, probably it'll be another week at least. But at least, because I'm going to be out of town next week in a place I don't even get the internet. No internet, oh my god. Lots of time to read. Well, maybe not so much time. I'm going to be with my family. But I will be back probably in late July with stuff to show. And I'm going to do my drawer organization then. I know I promised I would show that, my bedroom dresser drawers. But the thing is, I'm between trips and there's stuff all over the place because I'm repacking and half my stuff is in my suitcase anyway. So I just figured it'd be better when I'm home for at least like a minute to do that. So that'll be the next video coming up. And then hopefully I'll have some time to work on some projects. So thanks for watching and subscribing and being wonderful, lovely, awesome people. I hope that you find ways to organize you know, you time into your day too, whether it's taking a break or making time to read or write or whatever it is that you need to feel grounded and happy. Anyway, take care, you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.